This is how we teach the hesitation move. There's good hesitation and there's bad hesitation. So players naturally think if you're being hesitant on the ball, that means you don't know what to do, you're a little bit unsure of yourself. But this is essentially, if you're hesitating, you're stopping and you're starting. That is the main principle from what we're trying to teach with the hesitation. We're trying to get players to dribble at their maximum speed. And then we use the analogy of a bicycle. So we'll say things like, do you ride a bike? Okay, what is the lowest gear on a bicycle? They'll typically say 1. Highest gear on a bicycle, maybe 5 or 6. And what we're trying to do is say to them, how can you get from gear 1 to gear 5, back to gear 1, back to gear 5 in the quickest amount of time? We'll start off in gear 5. And that might just be players taking a lot of space on the dribble, having them focused on their toe pointing down, and they're pushing their body through the ball. That's a huge thing when we're working on driving at speed, is actually pushing their body through the ball. They don't want to create too much separation between the ball and their body. That's how defenders go and steal the ball. So we'll just have them working to the end of the line here, driving through at their maximum speed. Try to do a touch every step. So it's here, touch, touch, touch. Back the other way with the other foot. Get them comfortable with both feet. Again, as I'm taking one step, I'm driving through. One touch on the ball, one step. Now, once they've done a couple of rounds back and forth with this at their maximum speed, gear 5, we're having them work on balance now. And this is all part of the hesitation. So we'll start off over here. Same principle as before, but instead of them driving and driving, have them put their foot on top of the ball to stop it before driving again. So the sequence is push, stop, push, stop, push, stop, push. What players will typically do here on their push, the ball either gets stuck under their feet too much, or they'll go push, stop, push, and take those couple of steps extra. They've lost control of the ball. What we're having them do here is build in a stop with every step. So can they literally drive, stop, drive, stop, drive, stop. And in your technical demonstrations, have them watch your plant foot, your non-kicking foot. That's so important, because if you just watch my left foot, it takes away from the main priority of today, and that is hesitation. Hesitation's only possible if you are remaining balanced throughout. So we'll say it now, watch my right foot. It only takes one big step and then I'm stopping. One big step and I'm stopping. One big step and I'm stopping. The second likely error that players will do here is take too long between the stop and the start. So it'll look something like this. They'll push, stop, put their foot down and then push again. Try to have them not put their foot down between the stop and the start. So it's here, push, stop, start. How quickly can they stop and restart the ball after that hesitation move? Now, once they've done this and they're comfortable with both feet, that push, stop in one step, have them do another couple of touches before stopping and starting. This is where balance really catches up with them. If they push too far and as the ball's moving, if they decide to stop and all of their body weight is on their plant foot, that's not going to help them to push forward and get all their momentum through that push. Likewise, another likely error with this, and really preface it for the younger players, don't have them stop the ball and put all of their weight through their heel. So their body's over the top of the ball. They're going to fall off balance. They may even hurt themselves if they're landing on top of the ball with a straight leg. So we want to be in a good athletic position. There's enough space between the ball and my plant foot. I'm not leaning back, I'm upright, and I'm in a good athletic position to really drive through on that push. So again, have them start further back, touches on the dribble. Can they stop and push? Same thing on the way back, other foot, drive. Can they stop and push? Once they've got comfortable with this, start to include some fake shots just so they can buy themselves a little bit of space or time on the ball. So instead of them just dribbling, stopping and starting, introduce different cues. That could be glancing up as soon as they push out of their feet. With the big last step with the plant foot, it just looks like a fake shot anyway, so the introduction of the arms is so important. As you're pushing, eyes up, stop. My arms coming up as 2, eyes and arms, and I'm there. So up until this point, we've only had the players stopping with the sole and pushing with the laces. Have them be creative, introduce different surfaces of the foot. Maybe it's the inside of the foot to stop the ball, the inside of the foot to restart the ball. Again, with the main priority being this hesitation of a change in speed. So what that might look like, you might add a V-cut to begin with. It might be a pull, push with the inside, stop with the inside, drag with the inside. And this can be done in a small space. It could be push outside, chop with the outside and roll. There are so many different ways in which you can change the speed of the ball with different surfaces. For those older players who need a little bit more context, it might be a winger. So I might be playing on this field here, a little bit of mental mapping for that player. They may be a left winger. They're going to pull the ball back and push it down to the byline, go to cross, but then really stop the ball with the inside of the foot before restarting it again. So as they push down the line, they go to cross, can they stop and restart it? Have them sell the move with a nice fake shot in order to really try to create that half a yard of space and time on the ball. But the main principle behind the hesitation is having players being comfortable stopping and restarting the ball pretty quickly with different surfaces of the foot and both right and left foot. And that is how we teach the hesitation.